Jake walked into a dealership on a Saturday afternoon knowing exactly what he wanted. He was 32 years old, living in Dallas, Texas, making $75,000 a year as a marketing manager. He had done his research. He knew what he liked. He felt financially prepared. 3 hours later, he drove off the lot in a brand new $42,000 SUV with a $680 monthly payment stretched over 72 months. The salesman shook his hand, told him he got a great deal. Jake felt like he had finally made it. What nobody told Jake that afternoon, what nobody in that dealership had any incentive to tell him, is that he had just committed 18% of his gross monthly income to a depreciating asset that would be worth $36,000 by the time he got home. In this video, we are going to break down exactly how much car you can actually afford at 4 different salary levels: $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, and $150,000 a year, using the real 2026 numbers that dealerships hope you never calculate before you sign. Stay with me, because the number the bank approves you for and the number you can actually afford are not even close to the same thing. The rule. Before we get to the salary breakdowns, you need to understand one rule: the 24-10 rule. This is the financial benchmark that separates smart car buyers from people who end up car poor for the next 6 years. Here's what it means. 20. Put at least 20% down. This immediately reduces your loan amount and protects you from being underwater the moment you drive off the lot. 4. Finance for no more than 4 years, 48 months. Not 60, not 72, not the 84-month loans that nearly 1 in 9 Americans are signing in 2026. 48 months maximum. 10. Keep your total monthly transportation costs, payment, insurance, gas, everything under 10% of your gross monthly income. Simple, clear, and in 2026, almost impossible for most Americans to follow on the average new car. Here's why. The average new car in America costs $49,353 in 2026. To afford that responsibly using the 24-10 rule, you need to earn $161,760 a year. The median American salary is $63,180. That gap, $98,580, is the reason 85% of American car buyers are financing their vehicles, and 1 in 10 are paying over $1,000 a month. The math has never worked. Most Americans just never ran it. The real cost in 2026. Before we break down each salary level, let's establish the true cost of owning a car in 2026, because your monthly payment is just a beginning. Insurance, the national average for full coverage in 2026 is $203 a month. In Texas, where Jake lives, closer to $275. Gas, the average American household spends $201 a month in fuel in 2026. Insurance plus gas alone, $404 every single month. Before you make a single car payment, before you factor in maintenance, registration, repairs, the inevitable $800 brake job that shows up at the worst possible time. And then there's depreciation, the cost nobody talks about because you cannot see it on a monthly statement. New cars lose approximately 14% of their value in the first year alone. That $49,353 car is worth approximately $42,443 12 months after you drive it off the lot. You lost $6,910 just by owning it for 1 year. That's $576 a month in lost value on top of everything else. This is the true cost of a car in America in 2026, and most people never add it all up before they sign. Salary number 1, $50,000. Let's start with someone earning $50,000 a year. Monthly gross, $4,167. Using the 10% rule, total transportation budget, $417. Now subtract the unavoidable costs. Insurance, $203. Gas, $201. Total, $404. That leaves $13 a month for an actual car payment. $13. You can't finance a bicycle for $13 a month. Here's the brutal truth for anyone earning $50,000 in America in 2026. You cannot afford a car payment, not responsibly, not using any standard financial guideline. Your options are Option A, buy a used car outright with cash, a reliable Honda Civic or Toyota Corolla with higher mileage in the $6,000 to $8,000 range. No payment, no interest, no trap. Option B, stretch the budget slightly to a maximum $200 monthly payment, but understand you're already operating outside safe financial guidelines and one unexpected expense away from crisis. What you cannot do, what the dealership will absolutely try to convince you to do, is walk out with a $400 or $500 monthly payment on $50,000 a year income. That's not a car purchase. That's financial self-destruction dressed up in new car smell. Salary number 2, $75,000. Now let's look at Jake's situation. $75,000 a year. Monthly gross, $6,250. 10% transportation budget, $625. Subtract insurance and gas, $404. That leaves $221 a month for a car payment. With 20% down and a 48-month loan at 7%, $221 a month buys you a car worth approximately $9,200. That's the financially responsible answer for someone earning $75,000 in 2026. A $9,200 car. Now let's look at what Jake actually bought. A $42,000 SUV, $680 monthly payment, 72-month loan. Insurance in Dallas, $275. Gas, $201. Total monthly transportation cost, $1,156. That's 18.5% of his gross monthly income, almost double what financial experts recommend. Jake is not struggling. He's not irresponsible. He's a successful marketing manager making $75,000 a year. And he's completely car poor, because the dealership showed him a monthly payment, not a percentage of income, not a total transportation cost, not a depreciation calculation, just $680. And $680 sounded fine. Salary number 3, $100,000. At $100,000 a year, the math finally starts to breathe a little. Monthly gross, $8,333. 10% transportation budget, $833. Subtract insurance and gas, $404. That leaves $429 a month for a car payment. With 20% down and a 48-month loan at 7%, $429 a month buys you a car worth approximately $17,700. At this income level, you have real options. A certified pre-owned Honda Accord, a 2 to 3-year-old Toyota Camry, a reliable midsize sedan with low miles and a manufacturer warranty still attached. Not a luxury vehicle, not the latest model, but genuinely good, reliable transportation that gets you everywhere you need to go without consuming your financial life. Here's the trap that catches most six-figure earners. They finally cross $100,000 and think, I've made it, I deserve something nice. And suddenly they're looking at $55,000 BMWs and $65,000 pickup trucks with 900 monthly payments and telling themselves they can afford it because the bank approved them. The bank approves you for what it can collect from you, not for what's actually good for your financial future. The person earning $100,000 who drives a paid-off $15,000 used car and invests the difference will be dramatically wealthier at 50 than the person driving a $55,000 luxury car with a 900 monthly payment. Wealth is not what you drive. Wealth is what you build while everyone else is making car payments. Salary number 4. $150,000. At $150,000 a year, the picture changes significantly. Monthly gross, $12,500. 10% transportation budget, $1,250. Subtract insurance and gas, $404. That leaves $846 a month for a car payment. With 20% down and a 48-month loan at 7%, $846 a month buys you a car worth approximately $34,800. Now you're in real new car territory. A well-equipped midsize sedan, a modest pickup truck, a base model SUV, a certified pre-owned entry-level luxury vehicle. This is the first income level where the average new car, $49,353, becomes something approaching affordable. And even here, it's still a stretch beyond the 24/10 guideline. But here's what the $150,000 earner needs to understand. The dealership is not going to show you a $35,000 car. They're going to show you a $65,000 car with all the features, with the upgraded package, with the panoramic sunroof and the premium sound system. And then they're going to tell you, look at what you qualify for. And you do qualify for it on an 84-month loan that makes you car poor for the next 7 years. Just because you can afford the payment doesn't mean you can afford the car. The comparison. Let's put Jake and his coworker Mike side by side. Both earn $75,000 a year. Same company, same city, same starting point. Jake bought a $42,000 SUV, $8,400 down, 20%, $680 monthly payment, 72 months. Insurance, $275 plus gas, $201 equals $476.
Total monthly transportation, $1,156. Percentage of gross income, 18.5%. Car value after 3 years, approximately $28,000. Loan balance after 3 years, approximately $31,000. Negative equity, $3,000 underwater. Mike bought a used Honda Accord for $14,000. $2,800 down, 20%. $265 monthly payment, 48 months. Insurance, $180 plus gas, $201 equals $381. Total monthly transportation, $646. Percentage of gross income, 10.3%. Difference versus Jake, $510 saved every month. That $510 invested monthly at 13.5% S&P 500 return after 6 years, $57,000. Jake has a 6-year-old SUV worth approximately $18,000. Mike has $57,000 in investments and a paid-off car. Same salary, same city, same 6 years. The only difference was one Saturday afternoon at a dealership. Here's what every American needs to know before walking into a dealership in 2026. The bank is not your financial advisor. The dealership is not your financial advisor. The salesman who told Jake he got a great deal is not his financial advisor. They are all in the business of maximizing what they collect from you, not minimizing what you spend. The 24-10 rule exists because it works, not because it's easy, not because it gets you a nice car, because it keeps your transportation costs from consuming your financial life. Here is what that looks like at every salary level in 2026. $50,000 a year? Buy used with cash, maximum $6,000 to $8,000, no payment. $75,000 a year, maximum car value $9,200, reliable used car only. $100,000 a year, maximum car value $17,700, certified pre-owned, good options available. $150,000 a year, maximum car value $34,800, first level where modest new cars become responsible. And the average new car costs $49,353, which means the average American earning $63,180 cannot responsibly afford the average American car. Full stop. That is not an opinion. That is the 24-10 rule applied to 2026 verified data. Jake eventually figured this out. 18 months into his 72-month loan, underwater by $3,000, watching $1,156 leave his account every single month, he sat down and ran the numbers for the first time. He could not refinance out of the loan with a penalty. He could not sell without coming out of pocket $3,000 to cover the negative equity. He was locked in for another 4.5 years. Do not be Jake. Run the numbers before you sign. Because in America in 2026, the most expensive thing you'll ever buy is a car you cannot afford on a loan you never should have taken from a dealership that knew the math and chose not to show it to you. If this changed how you think about your next car purchase, share it with someone about to walk into a dealership. Subscribe for more real American financial stories, real numbers, verified 2026 math, zero sugarcoating. Because in America, the question was never whether the bank will approve you. The question is whether you can actually afford it. And now you know exactly how to find out.